Guys feeling? I know no playoffs, but just as an overall assessment of the season, what it looked like from your perspective, and what are you looking forward to in the future?
I guess I'll start.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess having 2 years has been pretty exciting. One, to have a league in general for us to play and call that our 9 to 5 every day. For us, the first season was a lot of jumping around from venue. So having one home has been tremendous. And this year it's been we have been more able to focus just on the hockey side of things. A lot of those, outside noise things are kind of taken care of. And those growing pains, I'll say, that we learned in year one may not always translate over to year two. And whatever did, I think we're able to, really now focus on those in this off season, and then hopefully really apply that into our third season and never have to think about it again.
She got up. That's all.
Looking at the off season, how do you decompress and then reassess for next season as a player?
Well, this off season, I'm planning on heading up to Ella's farm and picking some rocks, doing some work with her just to get my mind away from hockey. So that's something I'll be doing.
We always need rock pickers, so if there's more rock pickers out there that want to come to Ontario, always love that. Yes.
And potatoes. Big potato farm.
Yeah, not always potatoes, but we do plant potatoes so we can harvest them, but not that we're picking them in May.
Do you guys have animals on the farm?
We used to, but we're just a cash crop farm now.
A lot of dogs.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything specific in the off season to get your mind off hockey, then come back better?
Yeah, I think it's important to step away from it and, take a deep breath. I think you can go on vacation or whatever it might be. I think personally, I'll go see my partner and enjoy some time with him, and then, refocus and get back to it come maybe in a month's time.
What can you say about the penalty kill tonight? Both of you played a vital role on that. What did you see from that tonight?
Go ahead.
There were a lot of penalties. I felt like we were on the kill a lot. But we had a great penalty kill. We were playing cat and mouse with them, at least for the first one. It was kind of funny to watch. We were just keeping the puck away, so that was good. But our kill was amazing tonight. No complaints.
Mm-hmm. Ditto.
Nice.
And Abby, what was it like getting back in the net? I know it's been quite a while, but you were great tonight. Could you speak about that?
I think after the first 11 seconds, it was fun from then on. So it's tough when you don't play in over a year, a full game. Getting back into the groove is something you just have to let happen. You can't force it. So just letting things slide off my shoulder, 2 quick goals off the bat. But it was fun. I had fun.
It might be a little early to be thinking about this, but 2 expansion teams coming in next year. Have you given any thought to what you're going to be looking to do next season?
Right now I'm going to go on vacation. I'm going to spend time with family, see what happens from then. Yeah.
On that line, how early do you start thinking about your goalie helmet design? Because I think yours was a fan favorite this season.
Yeah, I think the concept was so cool that it might be something I do from now on the rest of my career, just because it's something that is so special to young children or whoever needs a big pick-me-up down the line. So, yeah, I might do that from here on.
Love it.
Could either of you speak about the fans tonight and also the jersey off the back ceremony after the game?
Yeah, I think our fans have always been amazing. I think, they're our fifth line out there. They're the ones that are trying to give us some energy when we need it. You can always hear the wee woo chants going on. And, they're always a fan favorite for Abby here and Abby Rock. And when you hear that, it's just that little extra oomph that we need to push us on the ice. And the jersey ceremony is the least, I guess, we can do as a team for those fans, those dedicated fans that come. And some of our fans come from Austin, Texas that we met today. So I think it's the least we can do for our group.
For both of you, did you have a highlight or favorite moment from this season?
That I can speak of publicly? No.
If we're talking hockey, maybe, Abby?
Hockey.
I think for me, it was the game we came back in Ottawa. I think we were down,
The crazy.
third period, where we just kind of ran away with it and didn't have a single shot on net in that third period. So we tend to have some crazy games in TD plays.
I'm not going to answer this one.
that was the funniest press conference ever.
That was actually the best press conference we've had.
Yes.
They're
Good
not-
questions,
they're
guys.
not
Good
this
questions.
Yeah, great questions, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well said.
Thanks, guys.
Coach, I have the same question to the players. Your first full season here, second full season in the PWHL for the team. What was your overall assessment of the season, and what are you looking forward to, I guess, working on in the off season going into next season?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is just how grateful I am to be a part of it. You know, it's a league that's taking off, and so there's a lot of excitement around, you know, where things are heading in the future. You know, I think when we look back at this year, especially for our team, there's going to be lots to learn and reflect upon. Some really great moments, you know, and at the same time, like lots to learn from. I think when you get to this point, you want to be playing in the next week. There's no doubt about it. You know, and along the way, we've had some missteps that are the reason why we're not playing. So when it's a league that where the parity is this close, you know, the margins matter. So we're gonna take a deep look in the off season to figure out where those margins are and how we can close the gap and make sure we're not in this situation again moving forward.
Was there something this season that stood out to you as like an overwhelming positive about how the team like works together, or
Yeah.
like a certain like special teams aspect?
Yeah, well, I think there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of factors. I mean, the reality is, like, we came in here as a new coaching staff for the most part and really tried to instill an identity, a foundation on which we could build upon. And I think we've done that from a style of play and a language, you know, like trying to get everybody in the same direction and moving in the same direction. I think we've established that. And that's something that we can build upon in years to come. You know, that's a lot of work goes into that. So we'll take it all, move forward. But you know, you look at some of our outlining, you know, numbers, offensive, defensive, special teams. There's a lot of really good things that we can build upon looking ahead.
Coach, at 6 teams, I mean, just resoundingly, people were so pleased with the quality of play
Yeah.
and the level of players. Now you're adding 2 teams to the league. You know, how do you think, will that just, you know, do you feel good about the quality of play
Yeah.
that stay high? Like, there's even better play. There's
Yeah.
lots of good players we have.
I think
Seen play with.
it's probably a mix of both. You know, I think two things. There's a lot of really good players that are coming up from the college ranks. You know, haven't been there recently. You see a lot of the talent. You see a lot of the talent that came here this year and had a lot of success in year one. I think the same can be said for next year's group. And I also think with more teams, there's more opportunity for some of the players maybe that are, you know, just on the outside of you know, getting some more minutes, some more opportunity to prove what they can do. I don't think the quality of play is gonna take a dip, you know, and I think it's just there's more to be excited about than anything. The league's growing at an incredible rate, and I think the play itself is going to continue to evolve. Yeah.
I think one of the brightest spots this season has been the penalty kill.
Yeah.
Could you speak about its success throughout the season, but also tonight?
Yeah, it's been great. Really consistent group on the penalty kill. I think tonight especially, I think Montreal went 0 for 6. It was you know, the PK's just given us a lot of confidence. I think that's what special teams can do when your power plays click in. You know, you feel like you can win games, you know, with a few different looks. And when your penalty kill is good, you don't worry about, you know, playing on your heels at 5-on-5. You can kind of be on your toes and go for it and get to the hard areas. And I think because of that, because our PK's been so good, we've been able to play on our toes more often than not at 5-on-5 and not be afraid to take a penalty here and there.
So you came into this season, you sort of inherited this team that was last place in the standings last year, and that's not necessarily easy to come out of.
Sure.
You know, going into this off season, going into the expansion draft, entry draft, etc. What do you say to the players who are on your team now, or to prospective players who might be free agents, to tell them that this is a team that they want to come to?
Yeah. Well, I think if you've spent any time in our locker room, around the rink, just with our team. I think you can feel that there's something building here, even though we finished in sixth place. There's an excitement about being around this team right now, both in terms of how we're playing the game, but how we show up to work every day to continue to get better. I think, like I said earlier, there's a real strong foundation that we're all proud of, that we're building upon, and we're going to keep going. We're going to learn a lot from this year and figure out where we can turn the dials and continue to improve. But I would say from the top down, it's a great group to be a part of, and we're excited about what we're building, and looking forward to getting into the playoffs and seeing what this team can do in the years to come.
I don't know how
Yeah.
much this is your area or how much you might be involved in that, but after tonight, Sarah Filia finished tied for league lead in points, and unless I'm mistaken, she was on a one-year contract this season. What goes into that in the offseason in terms of keeping her around?
Yeah, I mean, Sarah is obviously a world-class talent. We're proud that she's a New York Siren, and she's going to be a big part of what we're building here. I can't speak to what happens next with her and her contract, but I think she's had a fantastic year, and looking forward to see how she can continue to build her game here. I think she seems to love it here. I think she's had a lot of success here, obviously, personally, and I think, but at the same time, I know Sarah is someone who wants to pull this team, along and get to and ultimately raise a Walter Cup. And so, both with Sarah and others, we're gonna make the moves that are in our best interest, I'm sure, and get us a little bit closer to that goal.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank